Chinese man detained after attempting to flee to Taiwan by rubber boat. Typhoon Pulasan forms, tracks similar to Typhoon Bebinca. Ex-Taipei official indicted in living mall case, released on bail. South Korea declares emergency medical response. China to raise retirement age for first time in decades. Elon Musk calls Australian government fascists. Floods in Romania as rain batters Central Europe. Early trial shows success for daily weight loss pill.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, September 16th, and here are your top stories. In local news, a 31-year-old Chinese man surnamed Wang was rescued near the shore of New Taipei City on the 14th after attempting to flee from Ningbo, China by rubber boat due to debt. Claiming to seek freedom and a new life in Taiwan, he requested to be sent to a third country. Wang is currently detained for unauthorized entry with concerns of flight risk. Typhoon Pulasan, the 14th typhoon of the year, formed on the 15th and is being closely watched. Its path mirrors Typhoon Bebinca, expected to pass Okinawa on the 18th and reach China on the 20th. Pulasan is forecasted to stay clear of Taiwan, but any southward shift may prompt warnings for northern coastal waters. Former Taipei City Urban Development Head Huang Jingmao, initially a witness, was indicted and released on $5 million NT bill for his role in the living mall case. Huang revealed details about how the building's floor area bonus surged to 840%, a key breakthrough for prosecutors. And in global news, South Korea on Thursday declared a 2-week special emergency medical response period in September, pledging to use all available resources to maintain services amid a strike by young doctors. The government also announced it would temporarily raise the fees doctors receive from health insurance during the upcoming national holiday to repay the dedication of medical professionals, even if just a little. This includes tripling the examination fees specialist doctors receive at regional emergency medical center responsible for severe emergency patients.
South Korea's health ministry said last week it was deploying military doctors to assist in some hospital emergency rooms due to a shortage of medical staff, but disputed warnings from some physicians that the system was on the verge of collapse. Thousands of trainee doctors, including interns and residents, walked off the job in February to protest a plan to increase medical student admissions by 2,000 per year to address a projected severe doctor shortage. Hospitals that had relied on trainee doctors across multiple disciplines have had to turn patients away from emergency rooms due to staff shortages, while existing doctors have experienced heavier workloads.
China said Friday it will raise its retirement age for the first time in decades. As the world's second-largest economy struggles with falling birth rates and an aging workforce, the country's top legislative body approved a draft proposal to gradually implement the changes. China retirement ages are among the lowest in the world and had remained unchanged since they were set in the 1950s. The statutory retirement age for both men and women will be gradually increased starting January 1st of next year.
Over a period of 15 years, the retirement age will be raised from 60 to 63 for men, 55 to 58 for women in white-collar jobs, and 50 to 55 for women working in factories. For those born in 1965, retirement will be delayed by 1 month, while those born in 1984 would have to wait up to 5 extra years to retire. The changes have been the subject of heated discussion among the Chinese public since they were proposed earlier this year. Young people already face intense competition to find jobs, while mid-career workers are being laid off as the Chinese economy recovers more slowly than expected after 3 years of pandemic isolation. By 2035, the number of people aged above 60 in China is expected to exceed 450 million, or 32.7% of the total population.
Tech billionaire Elon Musk on Thursday called the Australian government fascists over plans to crack down online misinformation. Social media companies could face fines of up to 5% of their global revenue if they enable the spread of misinformation, under a law proposed Thursday by Australia's Labor government. Tech platforms will be required to establish codes of conduct for stopping dangerous misinformation from spreading, which would need to be approved by a regulator. Platforms that fail to comply will be fined and required to follow a standard set by the regulator instead.
Musk made the one-word comment in a repost on X of an article about the proposed legislation. Communications Minister Michelle Rowland said misinformation and disinformation posed a serious threat to Australian safety and well-being, as well as to our democracy, society, and economy. In April, Musk accused Australia of censorship after a court ordered X to remove graphic content related to a stabbing attack on a Sydney bishop that was streamed online. At the time, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called Musk an arrogant billionaire who thinks he is above the law. The Australian regulator later dropped its legal effort after a federal court refused to extend a temporary order to block the graphic content.
At least 4 people died and thousands of homes were damaged by flooding in eastern Romania on Saturday, as surging river levels put authorities on alert in much of Central and Eastern Europe following days of torrential rain. Tons of households were left without power in Romania and the Czech Republic, where more rainfall is forecast in the coming days. Countries such as Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary are also expected to see more heavy rain. Residents along the Czech-Polish border were evacuated as river rose past alert levels, where Prague, which suffered catastrophic floods in 2002, implemented preventative anti-flood measures.
In Romania, flooding affected 8 counties, and Prime Minister Marcel Ciolacu visited the hard-hit Galați County, where the 4 people were found dead, about 5,000 homes were damaged, and 25,000 were without power. Television images from the area showed streets flooded with muddy water, silt, and debris as rescuers led residents to safety. In the Czech Republic, northern and northeastern areas bore the brunt of the deluge, and 51,000 households had their electricity supply cut off. Forecasters warned that residents in some parts of the country could see more than a third of the average annual rainfall by Sunday, with Environment Minister Petr Ladic urging people in the worst-hit areas to prepare to leave their homes.
The maker of injectable weight loss drugs, including Ozempic and Wegovy, is touting the results of an early-stage trial that achieved weight loss success with a daily pill. Novo Nordisk released data showing that patients taking its new medication, a pill known as amycretin, lost up to 13% of their body weight after 12 weeks, with mild to moderate side effects. The data from the Phase 1 study were presented at the European Association for the Study of Diabetes meeting in Madrid.
The daily pill medication could mark a turning point in the fight against obesity, which affects nearly 42% of people in the United States. Novo Nordisk's study, based on a small trial of 124 participants, found that after 12 weeks, those on the highest doses of amycretin lost 13.1% of their body weight, while the placebo group lost only 1.1%. Amycretin mimics the effects of GLP-1, a hormone affecting the brain, muscles, pancreas, stomach, and liver. Currently, injectable drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy can cost upwards of $1,000 per month without health insurance. A pill form of semaglutide, the same medicine as Wegovy, called Rybelsus, is FDA approved for managing type 2 diabetes.
The answer for last Friday was C, assault. The man was arrested for assault after attacking someone on the street. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Elon Musk calls Australian government fascists. Number 1, misinformation, 错误或不实的资讯. Misinformation can spread quickly, especially on social media platforms. Number 2, graphic, 生动,暴露的. The news report was too graphic for young viewers. Number 3, revenue, 公司或政府的收入. The company's revenue this quarter exceeded expectation due to increased sales. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.